So I'm Asia Shamblee. I'm a designer at Envision.
I'm Nungaray. I'm a executive creative director at Critical Mass.
My career really started off, I wanted to go into game design, and the tools that I learned in school kind of lend themselves really well into digital, and I started off in motion graphics, animation. That kind of merged into a little bit more of that digital media aspect in web design, and then eventually UI became one of my biggest passions. And now I feel like I'm kind of crossing a couple different disciplines, mostly UX, UI, a little bit of content. So that's how I got started.
My path started a long time ago and was 6 months short of being an 80s kid. But I'm a third generation creative. I'm the third Reynaldo, but my grandfather had a photography business, and then my dad was in photography, and then he was doing more like analog type photoshopping back in the day, like with your hands. So I kind of grew up around sort of that environment. I started off more analog print type stuff, and then over time has transitioned into digital and just kind of progressed with the rest of the world in terms of digital. So pretty broad background in terms of analog, more print, to more traditional agency stuff, to more social, and then now heavily focused on digital and digital product. So our topic is about design systems. If you are watching this, you're probably familiar with design systems and atomic design. More and more companies are leveraging systematic design thinking. If you think about the Apples, the Nikes, the IBMs of the world, and even some of the product brands like Uber, a lot of them are starting to leverage design systems in that systemized approach, and there's a lot of value for both businesses and for users. For businesses, there's consistency in their brand experience. There's efficiencies in terms of being able to release product into the world. For users, that's more of having that cohesive experience when you are interacting with the brand or product. So a lot of value on both of those things, but I would say that the biggest value, greatest efficiency is by systemizing things, it allows businesses to really focus on innovating and solving business problems, and more importantly, taking just human-centered approaches to solving problems for users.
One of the key things when we're talking about design systems, everybody knows the benefits, and we can explain that. But a big part of that is also just understanding how to create one and where you start, when do you feel the need to create a design system, and then who are the players that actually really matter in conducting that and facilitating, and also just like having those conversations to get it in action. So what we want to talk about is a little bit about the teams who are going to be, you need to communicate with. It's not just a UI designer, it's definitely your copywriters, your content authors. Depending on the platform, it could be a lot of different people, and depending on the scale of the design system, you really want to tailor your message appropriately. So Ray and I have been a part of a couple of different design systems, and we're hoping to really just teach everybody how to facilitate one, how to grow one, and how to make sure it benefits business needs as well as user needs and design needs.
For me personally, it's something I've been passionate and working on for several years now. At the agency I'm at now, Critical Mass, we do a lot of this for our clients. We're full service, but in terms of digital experiences, we do a lot of system thinking with our brands. So it's something that's been close to me in terms of just my day-to-day work. And with, again, how the world is going with design, you need to stay progressive in your approach to design thinking and the methodologies you're using. So this is one of those methods. So, and then I think the other part is just, it's helping and giving back to the community. I want to help people and position them for success in their futures.
This topic is really important to me because, especially design systems, I was super anti in the beginning. I felt like it took the creativity out of everything. I just felt like I was designing around templates, and that sucked, quite honestly. But the more I got into it, the more I realized that there's creativity in solving that problem, and then there's just a ton of collaboration. So what I'm really hoping to get out of this is just to be able to get somebody to think about things a little differently, see the fun in it, seeing it as a problem to solve, and really finding out how you can grow as a designer and really merge and bridge those sort of cross-disciplinary skills that I think are really critical to making a design system successful.
For any mentees who are working on design systems, whether they're involved in them now, they're going to work in them, we want them to have the tools and sort of the process and methodologies to approach that successfully for their users and their clients. So as Asia mentioned, we're not only showing people how to actually make the things, but how to sell them into their organizations and brands that they're working with.
What I love about the Chicago Designs community is really just that it seems like everybody's connected. At some point or another, you're gonna run into some people that you met at one agency or another in-house design studio, and they're gonna know like 15 of your other friends and coworkers that you worked with. And I feel like everybody is really just supportive around helping each other grow and helping each other find that next opportunity. And I feel like that's why we're here, right? And people hype up networking, and networking sounds like this really awful thing that you're forced to do, and it's super just awkward. But honestly, when you're talking about design and what you're passionate about, it becomes less awkward, and it becomes more about friends helping friends.